Music. Hey, buddy.
Hello there, fellow coin nerds.
Hello,
and
fellow
nerds.
coin nerds. So,
Nine
real quick, I just want to get this bit of housekeeping out of the way. All of our news alerts are going off right now, and I want this to be an escape from all that. So it's like, you know what? Yeah, there's stuff going on in the world, but let's
talk about coins.
Let's talk about coins and get away from that for a while.
Let's be nerds for an hour. Why not?
Let's nerd out.
Yeah, buddy. Hello, good evening, everyone. Kevin, hello. Helping your friend unload her wedding ring. Thank you. I really appreciate the recommendation. That always is the way we like to go. Good to see you guys tonight.
Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up.
Shanana was here.
Yeah, Shanana was here first.
Joseph Lopez, Casey Coin Guy, Jack Riley, Joe Bohannon. Looks like the regular crew. Chris Gay, hello. Good morning.
Joe Bohannon.
Eric's here. Good to see you. Yeah, we have. Has it been kind of insane at your guys' shop too this last week?
Insane is an understatement. It was so incredibly busy. I mean, it was just nuts.
Yeah. Silver ran up $1 and everybody wanted to dump their silver. And then you had a few people that wanted to buy some silver. And then we actually bought some real coins this week, which is kind of fun. So
and platinum has been going up the last couple of weeks. So it's like there's a lot of that. People have been selling off a little bit of gold, taking a little profit. I mean, and it's not just bullion. We've had collection after collection after collection walk in and bury me in proof sets again, which, hey, look, I'm here for it.
I have a pallet.
I buy them.
We have a pallet that we stack.
Guy that buys them, but I buy them.
We have a pallet that we stack tubs on, and when it gets about waist high, we get rid of it.
pretty good.
That's what we do with proof sets. There's so many of them out there. It's amazing how many proof sets would you guys say you retail a year? Do you even put them out?
Less than 100. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, we have the current ones out.
Okay, that's fine. But of the backstock stuff, we might retail maybe 100 a year. And
so I'm saying maybe 100.
It's not unusual for us to buy 100 in a day or two. Like, it's just that's the thing with that stuff. There's so many more consumers. There's so many less consumers than there are.
Deal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's so many less consumers for that stuff.
You know, of these people that bought all these statehood quarter proof sets for their kids, right? So they have like 2 and 3 sets every year, and it's like,
yeah, they got 3 grandkids, so they had to get 3 sets, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there's way too many of them. Nobody wants them.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've been running into a lot of that lately, which has been, you know, it just is what it is. I'm trying to think if I got a crazy story for you. So this week, I sold the most expensive coin I've ever sold on eBay. We sold a Gobrek dollar on eBay for $31,500.
First off, why on earth would you list a Gobrek dollar on eBay?
So all of my buy inventory goes up as buy it now on eBay, just so it's there, it's out there, and maybe every once in a while something like this comes along and happens.
So it was up for 31,000 buy it now.
No, it was up for because our system automatically adds 10% to the price on eBay versus the price on our website. Right. So it was up at a buy it now, and the guy made an offer where I could still make a few percent on it, and yeah.
Well,
so
move it. I like to move it.
Yeah, Joe Bohannon said, I went to Whitman this morning and a dealer told me he had set a bet with another dealer that he wouldn't sell anything over $100. How was Whitman, Joe? Give us a full report. Joe went to the Summer Whitman Expo, which is just ended today. We were not there this show. They it's a little bit smaller show in the summer in Baltimore, so they kind of cut out some of the area that we're in, which is fine. I mean, but in the fall we will be back.
We will.
Yep.
God, we love doing that show.
You want to hear what the crazy part? That's going to be a crazy couple of weeks for me because that is a week before my show.
Oh, that's great. So you get to do that and you deal with me for a week, and then you're going to do your show, and then I'm going to troll you some more down there because I think I'm going to come for a little while.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind that. That's not the part I'm worried about. It's all the stuff I'm going to have to do between that whole 2 weeks is going to be rough.
Yeah, you're going to be working a lot.
Yeah. When you say you can't, go ahead. Here, put it up on the screen.
That's what I was going to do. Go ahead.
It says, when you say you can't sell proof sets and buy tons of them, does that include pre-65 sets? Yes. I mean, you can sell them as silver easy, but you can't sell them at their retail prices right now. It's not a thing.
Nobody's buying stuff like that right now. So it's like the value is so much less than the retail. So what you end up doing is you end up wholesaling most of it.
Yeah. So, and like, say, for example, a 1964 set has a half, a quarter, and a dime. So that's 85 cents worth of 90. And right now, Melt on 90 is 26.8. I checked it this morning. Oops. Times 26.8.
So you're paying just more times, right?
Right. But just in Melt Silver alone, that set has $22.78 worth of just silver in it. And then you have a penny and a nickel, which is maybe another $4 for the pair, $2 each. So that's $26.78. And then, but I think bid is $27.50 right now. Like it's
right there. It's like 30, 25, somewhere in there.
Yep. So yeah, that stuff's pretty much just getting treated as silver, and that's really the only reason that people are buying it right now is because it's silver. It doesn't have anything to do with the sets themselves. They're probably cutting that stuff out and throwing it in buckets. I've done it before.
So many people do. Excuse me. There's just no scarcity of them. That's what it comes down to. I mean, there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them out there.
So Noob, I've done that. I have 3 boys that are pretty much just like me, and they take a lot to get them prepped and ready for it to be clones. It's difficult.
So Joe says it was pretty typical on Thursday. I've always said the only thing that matters at a coin show is if you can find stuff you want, and I did. So it's like, you have a lot of the big East Coast dealers there, and they're going to have some good stuff. So,
yeah, Joe sent me a picture of a coin he bought. Let me see if I can pull it
I
up
was
here.
really impressed when we were there in November with there was a case I walked past that had just like 5-figure coin after 5-figure coin after 5-figure coin on slabs in a stand, just sitting there, and it was like, that's cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Joe bought he sent me a picture of it. He bought a 23S quarter, an XF40 PCGS with a CAC sticker. Okay. He's been working on that quarter set for a while, so not just checking off more dates and stuff. So yeah, that was cool.
Sometimes XF can be harder to do than MS.
Well, especially on Standing Liberty quarters and then in the 20s. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was cool. I was glad to see that. And I'm trying to think what else has been happening that we can talk about. Nothing really. It's the summer months, so nothing's really going on in the coin news world. They released the Privy Mark Eagle. Womp womp.
I will tell you this: if you Google it, there is a YouTube video of them making those, of them striking them.
That's cool.
Fascinating. They strike them. They struck the Army Privy Mark ones 3 times.
Cool.
And it is not the way you think they do it.
Well, maybe we'll watch it in Mystery Science Theater that one. We can explain what we're looking at.
Yeah, we could do that too. It's a US
idea.
Yeah, it might be fun. But yeah, so it was really cool to see that. That was really it, though. Those came out to a lot of fanfare. I don't know if they're going to be popular down the road. It's getting
sold out.
To tell what people are buying to flip and what people are buying because they want.
They sold out pretty quick, so I'm assuming there's some flippage going on. But again, it was like they had the waiting room. It wasn't a big to do where the website like exploded and imploded, and like you had to wait your turn and it worked. So
yeah, but I got 3 words for you: enhanced uncirculated set. Because like everybody got one. It's like there was a wait. It was all that kind of stuff, and then everybody looked at it and everybody returned them.
That's the thing.
Miracle.
But that stops the flippers. The flippers at that point, once they limit it, a lot more people that actually wanted to get it to collect got it to collect instead of the flippers getting them to.
Problem is nobody wanted it.
Well, that's fine. And I got 3 words for you: American Silver Eagles. That's why, because they're making too freaking many different.
They are making too many
special varieties.
It's like the commemoratives, commemorative stamps.
Yeah. Did you see a Kennedy half with a star on his cheek? What is that, like a dropped letter? I did not see it. If you have a link or something, I can check it out. We can go look at it. Army Privy will be the same way. Yeah, exactly. All these new modern privies are going to be the same, except whatever that laser beam one is.
No. Laser beam one?
I mean, there's a laser beam privy coming out. We have a laser beam privy coming at some point for some special interest, something or other.
Of course.
I mean, I get the military ones. That's cool. A lot of people served in the military. They're going to be just a baseline popular piece no matter what, because you have so many people that served in the military. You get that just like an automatic. It's an automatic thing. So, but when you get these other ones like this laser beam thing, why?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I look at it. And everybody knows my hatred for modern coin. And I'm sorry if you collect that stuff.
Yes, you are. Sorry if I collect this stuff.
Not you, just anybody in general. I'm sorry if you are a Silver Eagle collector that's been collecting Silver Eagles.
It's one of those things where I even scoff at some of the stuff that they make and some of the stuff that people collect. But
like the thing is, I'm sorry if, like, for example, somebody's been collecting Silver Eagle since the 80s. They got their proof and they got their uncirculated every year. And now all of a sudden there's 18 different coins they have to buy just to keep current. I mean,
well, I mean, they already killed that one in 95. Yeah. With the W. 31,000 people can complete that set.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's all right. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I mean, it's. I don't quite know the words to put it into context that I can be comfortable with.
Oh, I think you can. You're just trying to be.
It just feels dirty.
Yes. Well, I mean, look, it's not for everybody. Just everybody has their thing. And for some people it's more modern, more common stuff. Some people are still cutting their teeth. It's like I consider myself to be a better than intermediate numismatist. I consider myself to be an advanced numismatist at this point. And I still, I have interest in that stuff, but not enough to collect it. I still like modern stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like here, Thomas says, "For me, Army Sergeant, I'll take the Army Silver Eagle in the secondary market when standard returns." Yeah, I mean that's the way to go. But again, like I said, it's because there is that just automatic, like so many members of the military are gonna be like, "Yep, gotta have that one," especially those crayon eaters.
And thank you for your service, Thomas.
Eric says, "Sometimes feeling dirty can be fun." Well, not in this case. Okay. Frostbite gave me a PCGS number. Let me pull this up here.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
All look at this together because that's the fun of a live stream. Is we can do things together. We can do things together. Okay, let's see. 7 or 8 digit. It is 5699. 5699.
1466.
1466. 1466. Okay, verify. Let's take a look. Load here.
Share that bad boy.
I'm a come, man. Let me see here.
Present page.
Drop star obverse. Okay, here she goes. Present.
Oh, this is the PCGS that Kennedy that Adam was talking about.
Allow StreamYard to share your screen. Yes, I want to share my screen. Not that one. Hold on. Present. I'm having such a problem with this thing tonight. I'm having such a problem with it. Let's go screen 1. Allow. Okay. Can you see? You see, Jacoby?
It needs to be. There we go. Now we're talking.
So we're looking at drop star on the obverse. I don't quite see it. Let me get this blown up here so we can really take a look.
I think we need it blown up, sir.
There we go. Got a big old picture. Oh, it's right here in the chin, maybe? Right there. So that's the only thing I can see that's even close to looking like a drop star. Yeah. So what that is you see all these stars on the back of this coin here? All these little bitty stars. So every once in a while, these coins are struck in big giant machines that need lubrication. They're dirty, they're gross, there's oil flying around, there's grease flying around. Every once in a while, a little bit of that will plop onto the dies and get stuck in a piece of the design, whether it's a star or a bird or whatever. And we see that and we call it a strike through because it's been struck through that grease or gook or whatever it is, that's in the thing. So what happened here was one of these stars got full, and then during the striking process, it fell out of its star hole. So basically this goop in the shape of a star fell out and landed on the other die, on the obverse die, and then a planchet got fed in and it was struck, and it left that impression right here on the chin of the top and sides of that star. And that's what is called
increased pressure from the grease that was there. Is what struck that.
And that's what's called a dropped device, dropped letter, dropped digit. I mean, it can be anything. It can be any part of the other design or any part of the current design.
You're really looking at this coin too hard if you got to find that.
Well, I mean, it's a thing though. Drop digits, drop devices, drop letters. That stuff is rare. It is not common to find because it's a one-off. It's a one-time, one strike kind of thing. Maybe 2 at the most, depending on what it was.
Usually 1. This is error, not variety.
Yeah. So cool. That was cool.
It was cool.
So yeah, that was a neat one. If you guys ever, want to have a coin that's interesting like that we can get pictures of, you want to talk about, feel free to send it. I like that stuff. I like being able to look at that stuff and talk about it, break it down. So
I also want to put.
Yeah, hey Jack, send it. Send me the PCGS number. We'll pull yours up. I will pull it right up. If he sends that, read it to me, Mike. I'm in the other screen here. Jack Riley said, "I have one, not mine. We can check out since you have PCGS up. Send me a cert number. We'll pull it up." Yes, Dan, that's exactly right. It can happen. Dan says, "Would it stand to logic that some Kennedys?"
It's not on his chin. We see that picture again.
Dan says, "I don't have it up right now." Dan says, "Would it stand to logic that there could be some Kennedys with a missing star?" Yes, that is correct. There could be that star is filled with stuff, and it appears to be really weak or missing completely. Jack, I don't see it, friend. It's in the chat, but I don't see it. I see frostbites.
So speaking of frostbite, I want to take a moment to say that if you're up on Sunday mornings, Frostbite has a chat, just a chit chat, Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. You should come and check it out. It's just a small group of people, but it's just a hangout like this. And it seems like, on Saturdays they tend to focus on a subject, and on Sunday it's more of a free for all, and whatever they want to do.
We like free for alls. I'm down for free for alls.
But I know that you probably have an open invitation. I know that I've been offered one anytime.
I would love to.
It's like all you got to do is show up, bud.
Yep.
Show up.
Saturdays I'm at the office. We work on Saturdays, so
Sundays we rest. I get it.
Sunday I may be around. I could be encouraged to show up to an event.
We will see what happens. But I wanted to plug that. It's on YouTube. He does the show in two different formats. So if you're watching on your phone, you can see it that way. If you're watching on a computer, you can see it landscape.
That's stinking smart.
Awful.
Hey, we appreciate that. He says standing invitation. So would love to. I think anything else interesting.
Frosty, if you hear me now you understand why I really didn't want to do it this morning. It's like
Mike's got a
shot.
Mike's got a bit of the laryngitis. Is that what you would say? Or
of some bug that's going around. I've been sick most of the week. It seems to be respiratory, and my voice is just trashed.
No, it sounds magnificent tonight, to be quite honest with you. I mean, obviously it may not feel so great, but it sounds.
Cigarette, just yeah.
Michael, go get your Aunt Rose a pack of Marlboros at the bodega.
Hey, go get me a pack of Chesterfields.
Yep, that's right. Oh boy, that's fun. I got.
If you look back here on the shelf behind me,
what is that?
You might get a little hint of. We're gonna return to What's Mike Reading this year.
Well, yeah, I know you got a little care package from our friends at Whitman.
We did, and so we're going to review their books, and we're going to talk a little bit about what they sent us and what they've got going on. And if you want me to review your book, you're welcome to contact me, Mike at coinshowradio.com. I'll give you the address you can send it to.
Yep. And if you guys are in the market for books, Whitman has an exclusive coupon code for you guys.
Yes.
It is just The Coin Show, all one word, and you get a special discount. I think it's 20%. I'm not quite sure. It's a significant discount.
It is a significant discount and makes it well worth buying it from the manufacturer. You get the latest version.
Yep.
It's a nice copy.
Oh boy, we got a loaded question coming in hot. Fellas, how high is gold going? Just your guys' opinion. Mike, what do you think?
To the moon, Alice. Okay. If you're asking my opinion or what I really think, um,
He just wants your opinion.
I have always thought that if you think the economy is going to get worse, gold will go up, or metals in general will go up. I have also been a big proponent of the fact that there are two different types of precious metal. There's industrial metal, which is all your white metals. That's silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium.
Yep.
And there is yellow metal, and yellow metal is emotional metal. So you bring up the one yellow metal, and it's like the more scared people get, the more gold is going to go up. With what is going on right now tonight, I'll bet you gold goes up on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's my answer to this. Okay, stop what you're doing, find your phone, and look at the latest news alert, and that should tell you where we're at right now. So
That should tell you what's going to happen to gold.
I
Okay.
think that $4,000 is not out of the question now.
Oh.
Time frame, hard to say. If it's going to happen, it's going to be fairly soon. Just
The
because
smart
of the way
money that I know has said this. All of the normal stops, all the normal just things that would normally keep, like breaking 2000 was a stop, breaking 3000 was a stop, right? But it seems like all of the real stops that were there are all gone. They passed them all.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing really going to hold it back at this point as far as how far it goes. But I expect the higher it goes, the more volatile it's going to get. And the people that sell it are going to protect themselves with premiums.
I think you're probably right.
The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. There you are, Joseph. Good to see you. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's gonna be real interesting. I'm gonna log in Monday or Sunday night and just look at what the overseas markets are doing, and that'll give me an idea of what it's gonna do here Monday morning.
You know what?
So
I just want to look right now.
I think it's closed at the moment.
Closed. Yeah, it opens in 21 hours.
Yeah, it starts moving tomorrow afternoon, about I think 4 or 5.
It starts screaming tomorrow afternoon.
We're gonna see. I mean, I think it might have been baked in a little bit, but it's hard to say. When actuality happens, things.
Here's the one thing.
Oh, Frosty.
Here's the one thing I know. I don't know enough to listen for anybody to listen to me.
We closed on the gold-silver ratio because silver went high and gold went down. I agree that volatility will be higher. Remember that gold is a long play game, though. You're not wrong. The only thing, I've been saying this for a while now, the gold-silver ratio doesn't mean anything anymore. It really doesn't. You can't go by it because somebody with enough money can literally come along and buy gold or silver on paper and buy billions of dollars of it, enough to move the market tremendously. Yet they have to own exactly 0 ounces of it physically. That tells me that manipulation is rampant and can be rampant because you literally don't have to take delivery of it. So at that point, it comes down to the fact that the historic ratio before it could be manipulated. Yes, I think that was a thing, but nowadays it doesn't mean anything because if I don't like what gold's doing and I have enough money, guess what? I can change what it's doing. So
this is my kind of question. Just for fun, should humanity colonize the cosmos and start mining gold on other planets and asteroids and such? Can you imagine a gold-backed digital currency serving future humans?
I read the other day that there was some asteroid out there that was had 100 times more gold in it than everything on Earth, and it's just floating around in space. So if you want to start drinking your sodas out of gold cans, then yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and get that asteroid and bring it down. But I think the what makes gold and silver valuable and intrinsically is the fact that there's a limited amount of it here. There's not a magic genie bottle we can rub and say, okay, Earth, can we have more gold, please?
And this may be one of those comments that doesn't age well in 30 years. But I think when you say gold-backed or digital currency, you are talking about two entirely different things.
Right.
Digital currency is digital currency because of the encryption and the lack of physical just product, so you can hide it and you can move it. Whereas gold backed is, it's all metal spaced
Right.
and it's all physical.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Dan, hey, thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. Dan brings it up. I totally forgot about it until just now. I am now a full-fledged member of the Professional Numismatist Guild, PNG. That happened this week. So yeah, there's I was reading about it the other day. That organization's been around since 1955, and I'm only member 878. So it's pretty crazy. I think Russ is 875.
Yes.
I think
Russ
got in too.
This year. For me, I just don't see myself being in the business in 10 years.
That's the thing. If you're going to make this
on a beach.
Yeah, if you're going to make this a long-term career, which I'm going to do, obviously I've been doing this for 25 years already. It's probably a smart move.
If I was 20 years younger, absolutely.
Yeah. Sure. Totally. I get it.
I'm closer to the end of it than I am to the meat of it.
Yeah, but I was looking around. I am literally the only PNG member within like 75 miles of Indianapolis.
Yeah,
crazy. No, we have the guys up in Silvertown, the Ables. Those guys have been PNG members for a long time. And then you get over in like Dayton, Ohio. There's a couple, but as far as Indy goes, that is me. So interesting thing. Let's see. We did that one already. Opinions on silver. Silver is the little brother to gold. I think
he's starting to move.
Silver is more reactionary than gold. I think sometimes, at least, it has bigger swings than gold does, percentage wise. It's like so gold's the big like teenage brother, and silver is like the little preteen brother that's just kind of a little crazy and does what he wants sometimes.
Yeah, he's the chaotic. It's the chaotic component.
He's the ADD kid. He pretty much just like does his thing, and it doesn't matter what he does. And
stereotypes.
As an ADD kid, I approve. Just saying.
Silver is manipulated. It's still manipulated, and as long as it can be manipulated, it's just going to be really tough.
Did I tell you the story about this with the suit and tie and the thing? So when you sign up for the PNG, you have to get sponsored by dealers. And one of my sponsors was Jeff Garrett. And I walked over to his table. And I said, "Hey, Jeff, I'm doing this. Would you mind? We've done a bunch of business. Would you mind, being one of my sponsors?" And he said, yeah, no problem. But you realize you're going to have to wear a suit and tie sometimes. And I looked at him and said, "Oh, okay, never mind." And I was kidding, of course. I ended up having to do it. But I think the best they're going to get out of me is a Hawaiian shirt, like maybe a collared shirt. And get my hair done. There will be no suit. There will be
Hawaiian shirt and a jacket.
Yeah, maybe a jacket. I could do a sport coat.
Do that.
Sport coat, maybe
khakis, a sport coat, and a solid color sport coat, Hawaiian shirt, and
yeah. So
I think that'll be like your image.
Maybe, but it's one of those things. I think they're going for a new, less stuffy kind of feel to it. So I think they might have been a little more lax on that with letting me in, of course. I mean, Russ addresses to the T's every day. He is a dapper Dan man. Yes. So I can see how that would be fine. But
I mean, he is also genetically blessed. So it helps when your brother looks.
No, he's a little feller.
No, I wasn't talking that way. Corey Kunkel.
I was going to say it takes from some areas and gives in others. I get it.
I wasn't going there. Corey Kunkel says, as two people who pretty much have access to any amazing coins out there, how big is your personal collection? Will you ever have enough coins?
Oh, my God. Numismatic just said tuxedo t-shirt. I might do that.
I like the
I don't collect anymore. I live vicariously through all of my customers and my longtime customers and collections I put together. It is more of I find joy in giving other people joy when it comes to collecting. So myself, I collect other stuff now. I collect old bottles, like like old soda bottles from the turn of the century from mining towns. That's what I collect these days. And it's just simply because A, it's something completely different. B, it does still have that historic tie, which I kind of like. And C, it's not something that I see every single day of the week. So
Fair.
yeah, I mean that's collecting wise. I somebody asked me that in the office. I turn around and I look at him and I said, "You're standing in my collection. Like this is my store and this is all my collection pretty much." But no, I really get the joy from seeing that person get the coin they want or helping them get the coin they want. So
And I will tell you that no, working in a high-end shop has ruined my collection. Um, I handle stuff that's way better than what I can afford. So I really don't buy much of anything anymore. I have a couple of things that I work on. There are a couple of things that strike my fancy, but beyond that, it's like I just like playing around with it. I like uh I really like learning about the stuff that I don't know
yep,
and doing stuff like that. And I'm learning currency now too. So it's like I have a small currency collection. It's more straightforward. So
currency
it's not
stuff.
so yeah.
Currency stuff. I got so frustrated with currency. I just hired a guy.
So yeah, it's like Frostbite says that's why
Mm.
Chuck Daughtry collects many license plates.
That's
Dan
the thing.
Rice, bolo tie with a $20 gold piece instead of a regular tie. So here's the thing. So you do the Hawaiian shirt with a bolo tie and a $20 gold piece, right?
Got it.
A navy blue jacket, khakis, and Vans.
What about a gold piece on my belt buckle too, just for the wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
I think that would be considered ostentatious.
Okay, but not the bolo tie.
Oh, no. The ball you have to
Okay.
wear a tie. You
Ah,
have to wear a tie. So
we'll
the
see.
bolo tie, it's like the most
Uh,
untie tie.
Died to untie. I mean, I get it. You're not wrong. Another question: which market report should I be using to as a price guide? I just need to price out. I'm confused. I think you misspelled that, but I like it. I may start calling that. CPG, PCGS, NGC, Redbook. Is there some that I missed? Okay, so when you're pricing coins, everything out there is a tool at your disposal. It's just like opening up a toolbox in your garage. You got to have the right tool for the job. There are other tools that might do okay, but if you have the right one, then you can really get the job done quickly and efficiently. So it depends on the coin itself. If it's a coin that trades all the time, you can use something like eBay sold or Heritage sold for coins that trade a lot. Now, if it's something that doesn't trade very often, you might have to go back and look at all sorts of different auction comps, or you might have to pull out a gray sheet, or you might have to pull out a price guide even sometimes. Like, say the last time a coin sold was 25 years ago. How the heck do you figure out what it's worth?
I
An
think
educated guess sometimes.
multiple sources of information is always best. More data is better, right? Data-driven solutions. And
But if I had to pick one, pick only one to use forever, Mike, which one would it be?
no,
If you
see,
had to
I
pick one
don't know if I could do
one
that.
pricing resource. I know, I'm saying. So
If I had to, I'd have to use CDN Exchange.
okay, CD and exchange or gray sheet. Okay, that's yeah. I mean, if I had to pick one, I say that would probably be the one as well. But that's mostly a dealer side thing because it
Yes.
provides you with the gray sheet and it also provides you with the auction comps. But for the average guy, I think a way like PCGS CoinFax is a decent one because you get free auction comps. You can look it up. You can see, okay, the last one that sold at auction and a PCGS holder brought X. The last one that sold at an NGC holder brought X. These are the dates it sold. Here's the one before that, and the one before that, and then here's the one before that, and the one before that. So if you had to use one thing, something like a PCGS CoinFax would be the way to go because you can actually look at real sales, which, as you know, the old saying is something is only worth what somebody is willing to pay you for it, and you can actually see what people paid for stuff, and that is as good as you can get, I think.
But the fact of the matter remains that multiple sources give you better data. Multiple, it's just better to do it that way.
Yeah.
And variety works. If
Here's a good
all
point.
you have, if all you have is a hammer, you will see all your problems as nails.
Right here. This is a great one. It only works for straight grades. Try figuring out details coins. I have in my inventory right now. We have a stupid rare colonial coin, which if you guys watch some of our content, you've seen it. It's a New York half penny. It's in XF details. It's a ground find. The coin has got some corrosion. You know what the last straight grade at XF sold for? $76,000. There's 12 of them known total ever. How the heck do you price that coin? XF details. VF money is 36,000. I mean, how do you price a coin like that?
I've got one for you. How do you price this? We have a 1793 chain set that we keep sending to have it conserved, and Harlan won't leave it alone.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
To darken it again.
Is it just too shiny?
No, it's not a matter of too shiny. It's the color's messed because it's been messed with so much. So, he keeps on putting this stuff that he uses on ancient coins, that tones them up. Yeah. And it's like, dude, you don't get it. It's like you've completely messed this coin up and nobody wants to buy it. And it's a chain set. I mean, it's a nice coin.
Yeah, that's the problem with copper. Copper's one of those things that the guys that do this copper specialists, copper is one of those metals that is really reactive, and it can be with the proper tools and potions and magic chemicals, you can really do a lot to copper. So
yes,
I mean, I'm sure the copper guys know that.
It's corrosion really easy.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's really reactive.
Yep. But there's just some stuff out there that is one of those, the stuff out there that's really fairly simple to price. And then there's some stuff out there that might take me a whole day of researching and digging up like old auction catalogs from the 60s, like on, one of the resources online. Sometimes you have to do that stuff because that's the only other time this is ever sold. And you like that coin. I had to find out if that coin was a new coin that was number 13, or if it was one of the 12 that was already known, or, you have to go through and do all that stuff before you can price this stuff. So it is difficult. All right, let's see.
Corey says, send one of those to me and I'll tell you how to price it.
Well, I mean, you just keep hitting the button. We're playing tag. Smash that like. Yeah, Frostbite, thank you so much. I always forget that. I just get going talking about coins. I don't even remember to tell you guys to hit the like button. It at the end of the day, I'm just having fun talking about coins. Pricing counterfeits is tough too. You know what, Jack Young Darkside? I can only imagine. I don't envy you out there trying to get get a coin like that bought. How the heck do you figure out what those are worth?
Well, first you have to figure out whether or not you can sell it.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, no problem, Joseph. Like I said, it's one of those things, sometimes coins, that's half the fun of it for me too, is research. That's what I do in my office. My guys bring me a box of stuff and say, okay, I can't figure this out. Have fun. And I will literally sit there on my computer or with a book and sit there and figure out what we're looking at. I do a lot of the Overton varieties and the halves, the Sheldon numbers on the cents, just to make sure,
Yeah. Russ does that stuff in our shop.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a coin that's really, really rare. Like some of the large cents in the 1840s, they look common as dirt, but if you get the right die pair, they're thousands and thousands of dollars. So you have to check them.
Well, it's like when I saw one of the finest sets of large cent proofs known. And I was amazed at how many different reverses there are for 1831 proofs.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because there's reverse of 51, 54, or 55. It's all these restrikes from Longacre.
Yeah, I know. And then only one or two of them is genuine and the others are considered restrikes, and it's fun. It's fun. But that's why coins.
Go
ahead. No, I was just going to say that's why coins are fun, because if you like puzzles or solving mysteries, a lot of times you can that's something you can do.
So Joe Bohannon says, honestly, great collections auction results are more useful than even gray sheet or coin facts. I will tell you, Heritage Auctions is also a really good resource because they go back so far. You can find a lot of old results on there.
Yeah, like here, like I said, CoinFacts, if you want something free, though, it's great. It really is. I mean, as good as you can get for a free thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just, I guess.
You get what you pay for. But at the same time, if you can learn how to use those resources, it's really all you need.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's out there. And that's the thing. Somebody asked me the other day why I wasn't paying Gray Sheet for a certain coin. And I said, "Oh, what is Gray Sheet? I don't know. I didn't even look." Because at this point, right now, comps are more of a valuable tool to me than Gray Sheet, because sometimes Gray Sheet's a little behind on stuff. And I get they're trying hard. I would not want to do that job.
No,
I would not want to try
data.
I would not want to try to keep all that data up to date. It just wouldn't be for me. But sometimes coins are worth a lot more or a lot less than the Gray Sheet number, just because of recent sales or turns in the market, and
that is also for typical coins in the average grade. It's like it's not even any of the esoteric crap or the stuff that is slightly off, for a better term.
Oh boy, these guys are trying to determine prices for counterfeits. Good Lord, Jack's going after probably one of the micro varieties, or which one are we looking at here?
Or is it another one for Morgan?
And then Joseph says, "I'm trying with this computer, but it's hard for me to navigate." Yeah, I know. Sometimes it can be. They do have an app on your phone too, if you're good with your mobile device. The PCGS CoinFacts app is not bad either.
Joseph, I will tell you that at times I liken it to trying to drink from a fire hose.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be. It can be.
So, you recently.
So Jack says, "Yeah, I was just going to reread that."
Another bad 1836 Gobrecht on eBay. NGC altered surfaces, but one of the counterfeits. Owner worked on it to try and hide the documented tells, working on an article.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture of that. I mean, it's crazy what they're doing nowadays. The problem is, so these, especially the Gobrechts, but a lot of these counterfeits that Jack works on, they're exceedingly good, and there's probably more of them out there we haven't even found yet, but they're exceedingly good. And the thing is, they've fooled a lot of really, really experienced people and auction houses. So there are guys that are buried with these things that have a coin, they know that it's fake, and now they have to try to get rid of it, and hopefully somebody doesn't catch it. Instead of eating it, that's what they're doing.
I was going to say that's messed up. They need to eat it.
Well, they should, but not everybody is honest person like you and me. Most people are not. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in this industry that you got to count your fingers after you shake their hand just to make sure you got them all.
Rare.
But that's the thing is there's a lot of guys out there that have no problem just passing the buck to somebody else because they got screwed. And that's obviously not the way to do it, but that's what they're doing.
No, it's like it's pass the hot potato better than me.
Yeah.
Like that's not the way any of this stuff should work.
And then I saw the article Jack just wrote not too long ago on the coin in the fancy custom holder, the half cent or large cent. I can't remember which one it was. Is that the 1806 C1 that you guys are talking about in the chat there?
1806 C1, yeah. Oh no, Jack Riley said something about that.
That's another counterfeit coin that's in a holder. But that's the thing. Those coins are so good. They're fooling the grading companies. They're fooling the people that get paid to tell you whether your coin is real or not. So that's the problem that we're up against is, these coins are that good. So,
well, yes, but I also think that the grading companies could do a better job with vetting the coins.
Mike, they're owned by hedge funds. They don't care.
I know.
The days of the grading companies caring are over.
Oh, they're long
gone. CACG is still owned by an industry person, which is awesome. That's why I like them. It has nothing to do with their standards. It has nothing to do with how they grade. They are owned by people that have been in the industry for a long, long, long time. And
you have PCGS grading services. That's
right. And you have PCGS and NGC are owned by Super Ultra Mega Corp. That the only thing they care about is what the numbers say for the year.
Well, coins aren't their main thing anymore.
I know. But if that means that the talent is getting paid too much to grade, well, then you get rid of the talent. You find somebody to do it cheaper. And that's the problem. That's what's
Actually,
happening
I
or
think they're not
happened.
getting their talent enough.
Well, that they don't want to. They can't. They
Right.
can find somebody else to do it cheaper.
Well, at this point, it's a widget.
Yeah. So
They're
that's the
creating
problem with the
widgets.
grading companies at this point, and that's why they're having so much trouble at down south with some certain aspects of grading because basically they let everybody that knew how to do it go. They didn't renew their contracts and they let them go. And now guess what? They can't grade them. They don't know how to grade them. But that's what happens when it's owned by Super Ultra Megacorp. They just don't care. They have no interest in protecting the hobby. It's all about the bottom line for those guys.
Yeah. I can't argue with you.
Just is what it is. And that's why we see more of this stuff getting through. That's why we see it. I mean, they still have their guarantees, but you got to convince them to pay it. You got to convince them that they should pay you. A lot of times it's on you to provide the burden of proof.
Yes.
So, yeah. I saw a dealer that got sentenced to 60 years in prison the other day. Robert Higgins, you see that?
I did not. What happened?
He was an East Coast dealer who was running a Ponzi scheme of sorts, which gives all the rest of the dealers a bad name, of course. But he was running a rob Peter to pay Paul kind of scheme where it ended up being several of the millions of dollars. And he ended up in prison now for, I think, the rest of his life, 60 years. He's like 68 years old, and he just got sentenced to 60 years. So
Yeah,
crazy, but
they had brought Henry Winkler up on charges at one point because they thought he was running a Fonzie scheme.
Oh my God. Where is it?
All week. Try the veal.
There we go. Wow. Well, sir, anything else you want to talk about tonight? I am burning up in here, guys. It is 96 degrees outside right now, and my office ventilation sucks. It's hot in here.
No, actually, to be honest with you, it's like I've kind of had
Good.
it.
Good. Well, you friend, you go get some rest. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. You guys are pretty great. We enjoy seeing you guys. If you guys ever need to get a hold of us, Mike at Coin Show Radio, Matt at Coin Show Radio, I do check it. Contrary to what Mike says, I do check it.
Well, you do now.
Yep. Or of course, just friends of the Coin Show on Facebook, or hit me up on Facebook. That's how a lot of guys get a hold of me. So
yeah, if you have not voted in the poll for coolest thing last week, it's on Friends of the Coin Show podcast.
Yeah. Question: how is it so close? I'm winning, but barely. What the double heck foo is going on here?
I don't know what to say.
Gee whiz. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us, Mike. Get feeling better, and we will see you. I haven't scheduled the show yet. I need to look at my calendar. It'll be next week or the week after. We'll be back with next episode. So
there we go.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Happy solstice, everybody.
Yeah. We'll see you.